The dictionary definition of an asset is a resource with economic value that an individual, corporation, or country owns or controls with the expectation that it will provide future benefits. The talk in town today in Nigeria is that the National Economic Council has recommended the sale of state-owned assets to raise the much-needed revenues, and especially money in United States dollars. So let me welcome you to Pointblank. My name is Patrick Omosagi. Today, I will look at this very thorny issue of selling the so-called Nigerian assets to raise about or between $10 to $15 billion for the Nigerian economy. This money is supposed to help fund this year's budget, the 2016 budget, but we're already in our ninth month. But let me take a quick break and I'll come back with a guest that has been on this program before. He's gladly agreed to join us again today from Abuja. Barrister Olualuko will join us when I come back. So we'll take a quick break. Welcome back. Nigeria is in recession. We've had 2 consecutive negative GDP growth in the first and second quarters of this year. And the only way that the government believes that they can fund the budget is to sell some of our assets, or, of course, to borrow some money. That is the dilemma that we find ourselves today, to sell or not to sell. So joining me now from Abuja, like I said, is a former guest on this program, a lawyer, a barrister, really, and the son of a very well-known Nigerian economist. So on the line from Abuja with me is Barrister Olualuko. Welcome, Olu.
Yes, welcome. Thanks for having me on the program.
It's really my pleasure it's really my pleasure for you to join me on this what I call the very thorny issue. So let me start with this. I want you to listen to what a former President Obasanjo, had to say, in relating to the sale of our assets. Here is what he said. I do not see why 48% of the NNPC cannot be privatized. I think the problem is in the coinage, selling of an asset as if we want to throw out our inheritance. That is what the president is saying, the former president is saying. He's saying maybe this is a language issue. So let me start with you on that. Mr. Olualuko, is this simply a language issue? That because he's saying that it looks as if that we're not coining the idea properly. Can you please take a side on this issue for me, please?
Well, I do not believe it's a language problem. It's a here we go again situation. We've been down this path before. We've been down this path of sale of assets before. And what are the results down the line? What will the results indicate? There's a precedent to sale of assets.
Yes.
During the time of President Obasanjo, he sold off some assets. He did. He sold off houses. They talked about monetizing. Sold off some houses, assets that we had to house government officials. Sold off port, I believe, Nigerian Airways. Sold off some Nikon in seaports. You know, what has it done to us down the line now? That's what some of us who are a bit
skeptical,
cautious. Yes, skeptical about this sale of assets.
Yes.
It's because there's been a precedent.
And
there's nothing to show that, apart from the fact that the sale of assets itself was questionable.
Good.
Because at the end of the day, some dodgy people bought those assets, stripped it, and shipped the materials abroad. And because the majority of Nigerians don't really know, and they know about it, some of us, we are not happy. Because yes, ordinarily in a sensible society,
yes,
even a nice situation, in a sensible situation, if the attitude is right, there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, let us sell one or two things. But first and foremost, I personally don't even know what assets the government has decided to sell.
True.
Yet. We don't know that yet.
That
is always the last minute. I don't know. I don't know what assets.
And you're right. And you're right about that. Let me just jump in here because I want to give you a statement from another very well-known Nigerian, a former central bank boss, Charles Soludo. Here is what he has also said. The argument that the sale of assets is the only way to reflate the economy out of recession is troubling and suffers what economists might call policy myopia or timing consistency problem. If we auction away some valued national assets for the short-term goal of reflating the economy out of recession, what will happen during future cycles of recession and economic crisis? This is what Charles Soludo said. It's almost what you're saying that we've done this before. But he's actually not just saying that because we've done this before, is that if we do it now, we're going to, countries have a circle, economics is countries' economy is always in kind of circles. What of when we have future recessions? Do we have anything that we can sell again?
We are selling the rights of our future generation, the heritage. It's just like a typical person that you are living in this life.
Yes.
You have your own personal property. You have children.
Yes.
You understand? And then you are selling. Where I come from a particular tribe.
Yes.
In Nigeria, the Yoruba tribe. And there's a particular abuse that they abuse individuals. They call them akotileka. That means you are selling what belongs to your house. You are selling it out.
Akotileta.
Do you understand? I know some, I'm explaining it because for the Houston audience, but akotileta, any of akotileta, it's an abuse. That means you are selling what belongs to your family. You are selling it outside. So instinctively, obviously you have problems. But the problem there is that my concern is one, these things will be auctioned at a very low price.
Yes.
All the paper money, all the money that they are expecting that they will generate, saying they have 10 to 15 billion, they will not get it. Because in most cases, you will not auction something to your enemy. You are going to auction it to a friend, somebody that knows you are in power now. So you will auction it to somebody that knows you.
Well, no.
Somebody that has it.
I mean, the truth about this argument you are laying down really, at any time that you are desperate to get rid of an asset, just like you used, the family situation, even here as families, there are times that for whatever reason, be it medical or a child's college fees and all that, you want to get rid of an asset. You always sell below really market value because you are almost desperate. And that's just the way it is. If I want to get rid of a second car today, I'm probably going to sell below what it will really normally fetch me because maybe I need to meet school fees.
Let me just explain something. If you have 5 cars,
yes,
and you say you want to sell one, for example, you can afford to take your time.
Yes.
You understand? And negotiate. You win a better
to get the best value.
But if you have just one car, and you are very desperate, and you have to sell it, and that's the only thing, then you will sell it, there will be nothing else to sell. There will be nothing else to sell. I'm very worried about I'm very worried about that policy.
Well, but
I knew that I cannot, and I can for sure say that I have to refer to it. My dad was at a well-known economist. He will never, in fact, he will be turning in his grave now.
Just hearing about it.
Never. Have supported selling government assets. He will never. I know that one for sure. And anybody listening to me that knows his antecedents will know that he will never have supported this kind of policy.
Okay, here.
And it's not because I won't support it because of precedent.
But let me.
What do you have to show for it today?
Let me go
to. You are back again to the selling game years after.
Mr. Luku.
Then one day we wake up, they will tell us that they are selling the villa.
I know. No, it won't get to that. But Mr. Aluko, I'm Barrister Aluko. Just give me a minute and let me read to you what Mr. and I'm sure you know him because he's also very well known in the financial circles in Nigeria. Actually, one of those regarded as a guru in finance in Nigeria, Mr. Atedo Peterside. I'm sure you've heard about him or even personally know him. Here is what he says.
Yeah.
He says that the selling of assets, that if these are done strategically, they can constitute a triple boost to a flagging economy. And he mentions three things. He says they can bring in forex. That is number one. Number two, they can improve efficiency. And number three, it can reduce the drain on existing resources which some federal government asset investments presently constitute. He calls this his three-way test. This is Atedo Peterside. Like I said, very well known in the financial circles. But he seems to be in support, and he gives those three reasons. Bring in forex, improve efficiency, and reduce the drain on existing resources that we use in maintaining some of these so-called assets. What do you think? I mean,
you mean that if we sell them?
Yes, because he's in support of selling them. He says that if they are done...
in support of selling them.
Yes, he's in support of... He said that if it is done strategically, they can constitute those three things, which he calls a triple boost to a flagging economy.
On paper, it sounds good. On paper, it will always sound. It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
If you sell something in your house and you can get the proceeds to go and build another place, or if on paper it sounds good. My own worry is that what is the antecedents? What has been the precedence? They have been down this route before.
Yes.
What has happened? Yes, on paper was the same argument now that was used when the first sale of assets.
I can imagine.
Housing, only for ministers to come back and be staying in hotels. All the government assets, we have sold them. If they are appointed government officials, they have official residence. We have sold them. They are staying in hotels. When you calculate the amount of money that they have been using to stay in hotels and everything, you understand what I mean? And you put it together, you find out that they are even
spending more. So we had a kind of we had a kind of merry-go-round that first time around.
You understand what I mean? I'm spending more now. The problem there is that are we a disciplined enough society to sell those assets, invest them, all these things that they are saying that look so good on paper? Are we really disciplined enough to do it?
Look, I mean, look, here is one of the reasons I brought you to come and discuss on this program with me, because I know that you have what I would consider really the outtake of maybe the common Nigerian, even though I'm not saying that, but you have that outtake of a common Nigerian. And look, Ms. Barrister Olu, look, I cannot but continue to appreciate you joining me on this program today. I hope we'll talk to you very soon. Thank you very much for being present online today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My regards to the whole of Houston.
Oh, thanks, thanks a lot. They'll hear from you. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome back. You're still watching Point Blank this evening. I mean, my name is Patrick Omo-Osagi. And we're talking about this very thorny issue about the sale of assets. I mean, I've titled today's program, To Sell or Not to Sell. You remember I just finished my discussion with Barrister Olu Aluko, who is in Abuja, where he's completely or totally against the sale of assets. And his main reason is that we've done this before. And look, and we've really got no benefits from this. That is his argument. But online with me now from Lagos is someone that's pretty well known. She's been on a program here in Houston with me before. She's right now in Lagos. On the line with me is Ms. Shola Salako, who is the president of the the Consumer Advocacy Foundation of Nigeria, CAFCON. Ms. Shola Salako, welcome to Point Blank this evening.
Thank you very much for having me. Good evening, everybody.
Now, you heard what I'm talking about. We're talking about to sell or not to sell. I'm going to put it very straight to you. Where do you stand on this?
Well, I think it's a bit early or a bit presumptuous.
Yes.
To start to decide on whether to sell or not to sell. probably because, as far as I know, the government has not told us what particular assets they are intending to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You can't take a decision, a blanket decision of yes, sell, or no, don't sell. Because when you really look at what kind of assets we have on our portfolio, in the Nigerian portfolio, there are quite a lot of moribund assets that should be sold or should be concessioned out.
Mm-hmm.
There are quite a lot of non-functional assets. We have national assets like the airports that are badly run, that are not efficient, and that aren't generating enough income, that could do better if they were concessioned to private management or something.
Mm.
We have assets like the National Assembly, National Theatre, the National Stadium, the National Theatre, that are lying
Fallow.
Idle.
Yes.
They're lying idle and they're rotting away. Those kind of assets should be considered for the disposal. And what kind of disposal should not be determined by the kind of what will work best in the interest of the people. So I cannot tell you that my position is don't sell or
good.
sell.
Yeah, now, but here,
my position is we should know details first.
Good.
What assets are you planning to put on the market? Then we'll decide whether those assets should be sold or should not be sold.
But here is a quick this thing. But look, I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll still have you online. But when I come back, I want you to consider this, because some things are being leaked. I mean, that we hear, we don't know. Like you said, there's no thorough explanation or formal statement by government yet as to what they want to sell. But we do hear that the federal government plans to sell 5% of its NLNG shares. But they are insisting on a repurchase option if that is what they're going to have to do. But I'll take a quick break and I'll come back and then we'll discuss that, because at least we have one that we're hearing that they might want to sell and how they want to do it. So I'll take that quick break and I'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still Point Blank this Thursday evening. I mean, we're talking about the sale or not to sell of Nigerian assets. And then I'm still talking to Ms. Shola Salako, who is who's the president of the Consumer Advocacy Foundation of Nigeria, CAFCON. She's on the line with me from Lagos, Nigeria. And she is of the opinion that, look, we don't know what they want to sell, so she cannot really say. She does clearly say that there are some assets that we have that are not being used properly, that she believes should go into private hands or to be concessioned out, so at least we can have value, make use of those assets. But I did say just before I left that we hear, whether it is being leaked or not, but we do hear that the government plans to sell 5% of its assets, of its shares in the Nigerian liquefied Nigerian gas company, and but they are insisting that if they want to do that, they want to have a repurchase option. So what do you think about that? Should we sell this?
What percentage of the assets are they selling? I didn't hear that.
We're hearing that it's about 5%.
About 5%?
Yes.
Okay, well, when it comes to the sale of assets.
Yes. Hello? You still there? Okay.
When it comes to the sale of assets, I'm here. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the sale of assets, people are pretty sentimental about such issues here. You understand?
Yes.
But for me, the reason why an asset is an investment.
True.
You invest in it when you have a whole lot of money that is loose cash. Mm-hmm. And when you are done, I mean, to also hedge you against the days when you don't have much.
Yes.
Yes. So if we are in our rainy days now, we're in a recession now, liquidity. Okay? We are not broke because we are rich in assets. But we are in a recession. We need liquidity. And if we need liquidity, it makes a lot of sense to dispose of some of the things that we have, maybe not all, to some of the things that can help to show up our liquidity at this time. Because if you hold on to those assets, if you hold on to those assets and you don't, if you hold on to the assets and you can't meet all your obligations,
yes,
you run into a deficit and you could go bankrupt for no reason. So I think we need to be practical about it. If that asset can be sold to help your liquidity at this time, when we get back on our feet and we're making enough money, we buy it back. So I agree with them on the repurchase option.
Yes.
For to whoever. It's not like almost like loaning money without having to pay interest.
And
because you know that once you have the money, you can get your assets back.
And from what I even read anyway, I mean, this company, this NG company, is the other partners who have the higher 51% of the entire company have the first. They have the first option to buy. So I mean, that probably could be a good deal. That since even if they buy the 5%, they can always then sell it back.
We have the options to buy it back.
And exactly. It makes it easier to do.
I think that's a very wise. We've hedged our risk with such. It's just like we're trying to say, look, we want to convert what we have into cash for some time, and when we have back on our feet, we can always buy it back and still maintain
keep it as an investment, a real long-time investment.
Yes, so I think that's it. I think that particular one, if that's the way it is structured, I'm not read too much about it because they're not really speaking clearly as to what they want to say. We're just hearing blanket statements of we're going to sell assets, we're going to sell assets. Which assets?
Okay.
How are we going to sell? What are the options? Those are the information that they should give us.
Mr. Lako, look, I cannot thank you enough for joining me, really on very short notice, but you've been one of my favorite guests. I mean, you say it as the way you see it, and which is what this program is really about. It's called Point Blank. We try to give people really the different opinions of, just not myself, but of a lot of my guests, how they see things. Thanks again for joining me this Thursday.
Thank you. Okay, thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to wrap up this program because this has been an interesting take by two of my guests. You're going to have to hear mine when I come back. Welcome back. This has been one of those issues that is really, I said at the beginning, it's a thorny issue because, you know, we have people that are in support of the sale of assets and people that are not in support of it. But here is my point blank opinion about this issue. Look, we all, especially those of us that live here in America, we understand what credit is. We understand what to pawn something is. We understand emergency need for cash. Most of all, the biggest investments that we have is our homes, the houses we buy. We want to keep it for 20, 30 years, even if possible longer, and at some time cashing on it. But not all the time we are able to do that. At times we have 2 or 3 cars, and then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, be it medical, school fees, a kid's project that he wants to do, he wants to travel the world to do something that will benefit him, we decide to sell something just in order to raise quick cash, in order to support what we want to do. My opinion is that as a country, if we have assets that are this valuable, like the liquid gas company that we do have partnership in with some other oil companies, I think it is time we actually look very closely at it. We need the money. We need the dollars because that is really one of the things you can sell that will raise you dollars. That's what we need. I mean, I don't think concessioning the national stadiums or the national theater would raise us any real money. I don't think those can even get close to $1 billion. And we're looking for anything between $10 and $15 billion in order to shore up what we're doing now. This country must not go bankrupt. Yes, we're in a recession, but we can do better. We should sell possibly a little bit of what we have that has value. I do know people that, you know, when times are rough, just in order to stay afloat. They do sell a little bit of their gold. They need a little bit of cash to stay afloat. It's better to stay afloat than to sink. This country must not sink. So whatever we have as valuable asset, which is the liquid gas company, we need to sell a little bit of that. No matter what, I think a lot of people are against it. We have the unions, I mean the oil and gas unions, saying that they would go on massive strikes if this happens. But they have to understand the country is at an age that is, it's very dangerous right now to, not to do something to the economy. If this is the only way the government can raise money right now, they should do it. The other one is to borrow. And I don't think Nigerians are really in for borrowing when we have an asset. Look, I hope that this is one I hope that you guys can really send me your tweets and emails and text and all that, because it's an important discussion we all need to have. So I'll see you all here next week, and I hope to hear from you. Bye for now.